and welcome to the 7 o'clock main news. In tonight's headlines, the International Migration Organization holds a special ceremony at the UN headquarters in Geneva to honor His Highness the Emir for his great humanitarian contributions. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince receives Ministers of Social Affairs and Labour in the Gulf Cooperation Council, who are holding their meetings in Kuwait. The National Assembly Speaker and his accompanying delegation leave for Italy on a 4-day official visit for talks with Italian Senate and Parliament speakers. And Kuwait strongly denounces the Israeli violations against Al-Aqsa Mosque and calls upon the international community to take measures to prevent such attacks. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent today a cable of condolences to His Majesty King Mohammed VI of Morocco, expressing sympathy for the victims of the floods and heavy storms that hit southern Morocco and left at least 32 people killed. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of condolences to His Majesty King Mohammed VI of Morocco, expressing sympathy for the victims of the floods that hit southern Morocco and left at least 32 people killed. His Highness Sheikh Jaber Al-Mbarak Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent a similar cable of condolences. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent today a cable of congratulations to His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa of Bahrain, hailing the great success achieved by the kingdom in conducting the parliamentary and municipal elections, which witnessed a high turnout. In his cable, His Highness the Emir asserted his continued support for the stability and prosperity of the kingdom. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of congratulations to His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa of Bahrain, hailing the success of the kingdom's parliamentary and municipal elections. His Highness Sheikh Jaber Al-Mbarak Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent a similar cable of congratulations. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent today a cable of congratulations to His Excellency the Chairman of the Presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bakir Izetbegovic, on the occasion of his country's National Day. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency the Chairman of the Presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bakir Izetbegovic, on the occasion of his country's National Day. His Highness Sheikh Jaber Al-Mbarak Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent a similar cable of congratulations. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent today a cable of congratulations to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Suriname, Desiree Delano Bouterse, on the occasion of his country's National Day. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Suriname, Desiree Delano Bouterse, on the occasion of his country's National Day. His Highness Sheikh Jaber Al-Mbarak Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent a similar cable of congratulations. The International Migration Organization will hold a special ceremony at the UN headquarters in Geneva today to honor His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah in appreciation and recognition of his humanitarian great deeds. The organization's chairman, William Swing, is set to deliver a speech in praise of His Highness the Emir and his outstanding support for humanitarian work through the international agencies of the United Nations. Mr. Swing also announced the presentation of a prize of appreciation to His Highness the Emir. The prize will be received on behalf of His Highness the Emir by the advisor at the Emiri Diwan and chairman of the International Islamic Charity Foundation, the representative of the UN Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs, Dr. Abdullah Ma'toug Al-Ma'toug. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received this morning at Sif Palace His Highness Sheikh Nasser Mohammed Al-Ahmed Al-Sabah. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince also received the First Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sheikh Sabah Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Sabah. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Subah received at his Diwan in Saif Palace today Her Excellency the Minister of Social Affairs and Labour and Minister of State for Planning and Development Affairs Hind Al-Sabih, who was accompanied by Their Excellencies Dr. Fatima Al-Blushi, Minister of Social Development in the Kingdom of Bahrain, Dr. Yusuf bin Ahmed Al-Uthaymeen, Minister of Social Affairs in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Sheikh Mohammed Saeed Al-Qilbani, Minister of Social Development in the Sultanate of Oman, Dr. Abdullah Al-Khalifa, Minister of Social Affairs and Labour in the State of Qatar, Sagar Ghabash, Minister of Labour in the United Arab Emirates, Jamil Mohammed Hmeidan, Minister of Labour in the Kingdom of Bahrain, Adil bin Mohammed Faqih, Minister of Labour in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Sheikh Abdullah Al-Bakri, Minister of Labour Force in the Sultanate of Oman, Dr. Tariq Ahmed Al-Haydan, Assistant Foreign Minister for International Organisations in the United Arab Emirates, Abdul Muhammad Al-Hakimi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Social Affairs and Labour in the Republic of Yemen, Aqil Al-Jasim, Director of the Executive Office of the Council of GCC Labour Ministers, and Abdullah Al-Kharousi, Director of the Labour and Social Services at the GCC General Secretariat. The meeting took place upon the current 31st session of the Council of Ministers of Social Affairs in the Gulf Cooperation member states and the 36th session of the Ministers Under-Secretaries, which is convening in the State of Kuwait. They briefed His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince on the recommendations they reached in their meetings and which are aimed at the development of the work environment for their countries. His Highness commended their efforts to upgrade the labour sector in the Gulf region and their attention to different segments of society and underlined the importance of enhancing the labour environment to secure a decent life for the different segments of society as recommended by the GCC leaders. The meeting was attended by His Excellency the Head of His Highness the Crown Prince's Diwan, Sheikh Mbarak Faisal Al-Saud Al-Subah, and the Under Secretary for Protocol and Ceremonies, Sheikh Mbarak Subah Al-Salim Al-Hmoud Al-Subah. National Assembly Speaker Marzouk Ali Al-Ghanim left Kuwait today for Italy on a 4-day official visit at the invitation of the Speakers of the Italian Senate and House of Representatives. Speaker Al-Ghanim and the Kuwaiti parliamentary delegation will meet in Rome with the head of the Senate, Pietro Grasso, the Parliament Speaker, Laura Poldarini, and with Italian Prime Minister Matteo Renzi. The National Assembly Speaker and the Kuwaiti delegation will also meet with His Holiness Pope Francis I and the Foreign Minister of the Vatican, Cardinal Pietro Parolin. The parliamentary delegation was seen off at the airport by the Minister of Oil and Minister of State for National Assembly Affairs, Dr. Ali Al-Amir, and the Chargé d'Affaires at the Italian Embassy, Valerio Romini, and senior officials at the National Assembly Secretariat. The parliamentary delegation is comprised of House members Faisal Al-Shaya, Mbarak Al-Haris, Dr. Yusuf Zelzala, Faisal Al-Duwaysan, Majid Al-Mطيري, Dr. Mohammed Al-Hwela, Khalaf Al-Maythir Al-Anizi, and Abdullah Al-Adwani. His Highness Sheikh Jaber Al-Mbarak Al-Hamad Al-Subah, the Prime Minister, received today at Saif Palace in the presence of the Minister of State for Cabinet Affairs, Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah Mbarak Al-Subah, the heads of delegations who are participating in the 14th meeting of the E-Government Executive Committee of the Gulf Cooperation Council, currently being held in Kuwait. The meeting was attended by the Under-Secretary of His Highness the Premier's Diwan, Sheikh I'timad Khalid Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Subah. His Highness Sheikh Jaber Al-Mbarak Al-Hamad Al-Subah, the Prime Minister, received today at Saif Palace in the presence of the Minister of Social Affairs and Labour and Minister of State for Planning and Development Affairs, Hind Al-Sabih, Their Excellencies, the Ministers and Under-Secretaries of Labour, Social and Development Affairs of the Gulf Cooperation Council, who are participating in the 31st meeting of the GCC Ministers for Social Affairs and the 36th meeting of their Under-Secretaries. The meeting was attended by the Under-Secretary of His Highness the Premier's Diwan, Sheikh I'timad Khalid Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Subah. The First Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sheikh Subah Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Subah received today the Ambassador of the Kingdom of Bahrain to the State of Kuwait, Sheikh Khalifa bin Hamad Al Khalifa, who conveyed a written letter to the First Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister from Bahrain's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, concerning bilateral relations and cooperation between the two countries and means to enhance them. The meeting was attended by the Director of the First Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister's Office, Ambassador Sheikh Dr. Ahmed Nathal Mohammed Al-Subah, and the Director of the Protocol Department, Ambassador Thari Ajran Al-Ajran. The First Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sheikh Sabah Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Sabah heads Kuwait's delegation to the 133rd Ministerial Council meeting of the Foreign Ministers of the Gulf Cooperation Council being held in the Qatari capital Doha. The preparatory meeting comes ahead of the 35th Gulf Summit of the GCC leaders and discusses a number of recommendations and reports about the achievements of the GCC. It also sheds light on the latest regional and international developments. Kuwait denounced the flagrant violations of Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is one of the holiest places for Muslims, and denounced the closure of the mosque for Muslim prayers by the Israeli occupation forces. This came in a statement delivered by Kuwait's permanent representative at the United Nations, Ambassador Mansour Ayad Al-U'taibi, during the debate over the Palestinian issue at the UN General Assembly. Ambassador Al-U'taibi called upon the international community and the Security Council in particular to live up to its responsibility, which requires preventing the Israeli aggression on the Holy Mosque and allowing Israeli extremists to ransack the Holy Shrine under the protection of Israeli police. Ambassador Al-U'taibi said Kuwait once more wishes to assert the legal rights of the Palestinian people to establish their own independent state within the 4th of June 1967 boundaries, with East Jerusalem as its capital. The UN General Assembly's Third Committee on Social, Cultural and Humanitarian Affairs voted on Palestine's right to self-determination with a majority of 171 votes. The new resolution reiterates the right of self-determination for Palestinians and urges the international community to continue to support the rights of Palestinian people. Fatma Abdul Karim has more in this report from Ramallah.
In a new achievement for the Palestinian diplomacy, the UN General Assembly's Special Committee on Social, Cultural and Humanitarian Affairs voted in favor of supporting the recognition of the Palestinian state and its people's right to self-determination. The new vote was seen by Palestinians as an encouraging sign to proceed with a diplomatic campaign.
Palestinian diplomacy is gaining more recognition in not just its state with sovereignty and Jerusalem as its capital, but also its right to return and self-determination. This achievement is the result of Palestinian struggle and sacrifices for freedom and independence.
The vote came with a majority of 171 votes by 171 member states, who also urged Palestinians and Israelis to return to negotiations and honor international legitimacy. According to analysts, the vote is a reflection to the positions of the member states towards the recognition of the Palestinian state.
It is give the Palestinian power and more trust and sure that they can continue their struggle to achieve their rights and their goals. So because international community is a very important factor, but it is not enough. It is one of the new strategies that the Palestinians must adopt.
Moreover, the convention expressed appreciation to the European countries' parliaments that voted for recognizing Palestine as a state. With that, the new resolution encourages the rest of the countries to recognize Palestinian statehood and also encourages the Palestinians to carry on with their diplomatic mission. Fatma Abdul Karim, Kuwait TV, Ramallah, Palestine.
The Arab Economic and Financial Forum on Telecommunications kicked off to shed light on the promoting communication technologies, which are important cornerstones in the advancement of modern economies. The aim of the forum is to place the Middle East region on the map of modern communication and to facilitate closeness in digital networking among world countries. Hiba Abdurrahman was there and has this report.
Of Ministry Under-Secretary Hamid Al-Qattan, the Arab Economic and Financial Forum on Telecommunications kicked off for the first time in Kuwait. The forum was co-organized by the International Telecommunication Union, or ITU, and the Ministry of Communications.
This event is the first conference on economic and financial aspects for the ICTs, the first one in the Arab region. This event is dedicated to mainly the operators, the regulators, and the administration. We are putting all this work together to ensure that the dialogue between the policymakers, the regulators, and the operators evolves toward the best practices in the field.
It is used that study group 3 for the regional groups, they have always a financial and economic forum. The importance of this forum that they exchange experiences and they bring experts from all over the world and to share experiences related to the telecom sector and the financial issues related to the telecom sector with the other audience. And this sharing of experience benefit the countries that attend this forum a lot. And also the other thing, the importance of study group 3, regional Arab group, which is followed immediately after the forum, has an important, very great importance in unifying the Arab voice in the parent group in Geneva.
The forum's importance lays in the fact that it allowed universal access that would lead to the creation of an information society. In addition to the importance of making information and data accessible to individuals for better social, health, economic and academic conditions. The International Telecommunication Union, ITU, has encouraged through its regional presence to use new and emerging technologies since they have a significant impact on the expansion of telecommunications and have the potential to close the gap not only between developing and developed countries but also between urban, remote and rural areas and between well-served and underserved areas within a country. Also, this forum created an opportunity to boost telecommunication technologies to better economies and societies.
And moving to local financial news, the three main indices of the Kuwait Stock Exchange were red by the end of today's trading session, with the price index dropping by 20 points to reach 7,027 points. The KSX 15 index also lost 14 points and settled at the level of 1,121 points. The share of the contracting and marine services company was the top gainer of the day, while that of the livestock, transport and trading company suffered the biggest loss. The official launching of promotional Australian products recently took place at the Sultan Centre, Salmiya. The Australian promotion is in conjunction with the Sultan Centre and the Australian Embassy. The Australian Ambassador to Kuwait, His Excellency Robert Tyson, officially launched the event in the presence of Embassy personnel, Sultan Centre employees, Australian trade officials and members of the press. More on this with our reporter, Ghinwa Jabouri.
Australia is a vast continent, privileged with vast land, fresh air, an excellent climate and plenty of greenery. The Australian population actually stands at roughly 22 million, which means Australia has the scope and the opportunity to produce healthy, nutritious and tasty food without compromising the excellent quality Australia is known for.
And there's a good variety of them available in Kuwait, a very good variety. There are 1,000 Australian products in these stores in the Sultan chain, and they are high quality. There are many organic products for people who are looking for organic products. This is a discerning market where people want the best, and we provide the best. And I commend the organisers of this festival for their initiative. I think it'll be an excellent couple of weeks, and I look forward to seeing how it turns out.
Well, Lawan Trade was established 23 years ago, and at that time, when I created the business, there were hardly any Australian brands. There were 3 brands of Australian branded, packaged foods and beverages. So it was my objective to bring Australian products here because I knew the quality of Australian products. And year after year, like obviously we brought in more and more products, and now we have like over 2,000 items in our portfolio, in fact. And Sultan Centre is one of our top 3 partner clients, and they're very open to Australian products, which has been phenomenal.
Australian products are in fact becoming more popular and favoured in Kuwait due to their supreme quality. Society today, of course, have greater awareness of the importance of healthy food. Australia is a leading supplier of non-GMO and organic food ingredients.
Actually, in this store, we host more than 40,000 products that we just directly import. Now, with this ample of ranges of products that we import, the customer with a 30 minutes shopping list, he can't see all the product that we do. Now, this is one of the objectives of such events, where we highlight all the products from such countries of origin. Now, if you go to the store, you will see more than 1,000 products highlighted with signs: buy from Australia, get a discount and win a prize. So one of the objectives is just to highlight those products.
Australia and Kuwait share strong bilateral relations. Australia does not only export produce to Kuwait, but the trade relationship is substantial. We have strong potential for greater expansion in the energy sector, professional services and related equipment, and many more. Australia is quite fortunate in that it has ample of space, lots of greenery and plenty of fresh air, allowing it to produce healthy, nutritious and tasty food. From the Sultan Centre, Salmiya, I'm Genwa Jaburi reporting to you for the English News.
For a chance to see our reports again, please visit our YouTube channel at MOI Kuwait News. And to recap tonight's news, here are the headlines once again. The International Migration Organization holds a special ceremony at the UN headquarters in Geneva to honor His Highness the Emir for his great humanitarian contributions. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince receives Ministers of Social Affairs and Labour in the Gulf Cooperation Council, who are holding their meetings in Kuwait. The National Assembly Speaker and his accompanying delegation leave for Italy on a 4-day official visit for talks with Italian Senate and Parliament speakers. And Kuwait strongly denounces the Israeli violations against Al-Aqsa Mosque and calls upon the international community to take measures to prevent such attacks. Thank you for joining us.